Okay, everyone, from that clickety clack sound, it's time for TV Oblivion, the podcast. I'm your host, Picastanis. This is episode 21, season one. Today's date is October 18th, 2022. And thank you for joining me today. So, here is today's lineup. From the 1940s, I will talk about the television sitcom Easy Aces. From the 1950s, the television drama Adventures in Paradise. From the 1960s would be the animated TV series Cattanooga Cats. From the 1970s would be the television sitcom 13 Queens Boulevard. From the 1980s would be the crime drama BL Stryker. From the 1990s would be Everything's Relative. That's a sitcom. And from the 2000s, the TV drama The Beast. So that's an interesting lineup. So I will get started, but first, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Total Cereal. And this commercial is from 1987. It features actress Angela Lansbury, best known as Jessica Fletcher on Murder, She Wrote. I remember watching these. So sit back and enjoy, and I'll be right back. We got a fun show coming up. Thank you.
Like to play detective? Here's a case for you. The case of the missing calcium. Think cornflakes has calcium? Oh, I'm sorry. There's none there. Shredded wheat? Boiled again. Of all these cereals, only one has calcium. Total. It makes perfect sense. The one that gives you 100% of 9 vitamins and iron is also the only one that's a major source of calcium. So, if you're trying to track down more calcium like I am, the place to look is obvious. Total.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Total Cereal that featured actress Angela Lansbury, from best known as Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote. She passed away recently at the age of 96. Lovely lady, and what a career she had! Stage, movies, television. Yeah, I have the TV series on DVD, Murder, She Wrote. I've been watching it almost every night. I love it. It's wonderful. And Total Cereal still around. I believe it is. Yeah. So it's for the health conscious and for the adults like me and other people. Okay. At the beginning of the show, I listed the shows I will discuss, so I will get started. Okay, so here we go. The first show I will talk about is called Easy Aces, and that was a radio comedy, and that lasted 15 years. It went on the air in 1930 and ended in 1945. I don't know what network it was on. Well, as I go around, we'll see. It starred a comedian. His name was Goodman Ace, and his wife Jane, and they were a very popular couple back in the early days of radio, and it was a 15-minute program, and it was sort of like a serial, so it was like a soap opera, but in a comedy way, like that. And it wasn't a big hit, but it had a loyal audience, so people loved it, and they loved the performers. It first aired on the NBC Blue network, and then it went over to CBS. And let's see what else. So it was like the show was all about. The plot was they were just whatever situation came up. If some was silly, some was not really serious, so like that. And most of the time, they were just talking to each other, and and then they moved to television. They did that. And then, let's see, I'm trying to find the TV series because there was very brief like that. Yeah. So a lot of people would not remember the show at all. No. So that was out like that. And let's see what else. So it aired on the the Dumont network like that, and that premiered in 1949. And let's see what else. And in the TV show, they had a supporting character, and the actress' name was Betty Gard, and she was a neighbor. Her name was Dorothy, and you may remember her as Thelma, the maid on The Honeymooners. One of my favorite episodes like that. She was hilarious, and she put up with she did not take any crap from Ralph Cramden, who played by Jackie Gleason, when she was hired like that. And I wish she had her own show. It would have been hilarious like that. But it didn't happen. And Jane Ace was sort of like Gracie Allen in a way. She was kind of a ditz like that. But the program only lasts about 6 months, so that was very short lived like that. But I'm sure today people will not remember it at all. No, I don't think so. So right now I'm going to play a clip. Luckily, there's an episode on YouTube, and it's from 1949, and it's about boats. And this lasts about a minute and a half. And in the cast is Goodman Ace and his wife Jane, and also Betty Gard as Dorothy the neighbor. So sit back and enjoy, everyone. Thank you.
Soup's on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Easy Aces.
Dear, you've either got to stop watching television or go on a diet.
What's television got to do with dieting?
Look at you stuffing yourself. Give a man a knuckle and he makes a pig out of himself. Do you have to go whole hog? Why don't you let Mother go half?
No thanks, Janie. Every time I eat caramels, they stick to my teeth and I can't open my mouth.
Oh, have a caramel, Mother.
Oh, come on, dear. Put the candy away.
I'm putting it away as fast as I can.
Now, let's watch this television program. Boots.
Boots. Isn't that awful? B-O-A-T-S, Boots. Jane, this is a story about the sea.
Oh, I read the book, 20,000 Legs Under the Sea.
20,000 legs. Jane, first, it's not boots.
20,000 legs and not one pair of boots?
Jane, it's boats. It's about the sea.
Well, why don't they say so? Why do they always complicate things instead of simplicating them?
The sea.
Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that clip, sound clip that is, for Easy Aces. When you heard Betty Gard's voice, I thought of Thelma. I can't help it. It's just funny. Okay, I'll talk about the biographies of Goodman Ace and his wife Jane. He was born Goodman Acevich on January 15th, 1899 in Kansas City, and his career he was also not an actor or a comedian. He was a writer, and he wrote a lot of on variety shows, mostly the Danny Kaye Show, the Milton Berle Show, Texaco Star Theater, Perry Como, also when Perry Como hosted Kraft Music Hall. Remember that? And he was a busy guy with that, but he didn't do much performing after that, not really. And he passed away on March 25th, 1982, at the age of 83. And right now I'll talk about Jane Ace. And let's see, she was also born in Kansas City in October 12th, 1897. And she's like a pretty lady and very smart. I've heard her speak like that. And she met the couple. They didn't meet on a radio show. They met probably somewhere else like that. And they've been married for a long time, probably to the day they died like that. And she didn't do much much acting. Not really, because I don't remember seeing her on television, even the old days like that. And let's see. So no, she only appeared. Mostly, she appeared on the television show like that. And let's see. And she passed away on. When she passed away on November 11th, 1974. So she's a very talented lady. Okay. Next up, I will talk about Adventures in Paradise. And this show, I never saw it. I only watched it on bootlegs of VHS tapes and on YouTube. But it looked like a cool show. It looked so beautiful. So the show premiered on October 5th, 1959, ended April 1st, 1962, ran for 3 seasons, 91 episodes, and it starred Gardner McKay. And this was created by the author James Michener. He wrote a lot of novels like that. And the premise of the show was Gardner McKay, he was Adam Troy. He was the captain of the schooner called the Tiki 3, who sailed on the South Pacific, and he was looking for passengers and any adventure. Sometimes the shows involved with people that he was romantic with, and he had detective, he was an amateur detective like that. He was in the first season, but he had a supporting cast, and the supporting cast was James Holden. He played Clay Baker, and the other one was Guy Stockwell. He was in season 3. James Holden starred in season 2, season 3, and of course, Guy Stockwell is Dean Stockwell's brother. I just watched him on an episode of Murder, She Wrote, and they had a lot of guest stars. Oh, like that, a lot of guest stars like that, and Gardner McKay seemed like a very handsome guy, very approachable. Matinee idol guy like that. And like I say, it was very popular back then, but it never reran after that, so it fell into TV oblivion. If you talk to somebody today, would they remember this show? No. So right now, I'm going to play the theme song of Adventures in Paradise. And when I come back, I'm going to talk about the actor Gardner McKay. This should be interesting. Thank you, everyone. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the theme song for Adventures in Paradise. Oh, it sounds beautiful. Very tropical and relaxing. Okay, I'm going to talk about Gardner McKay. He was born George Cadogan Gardner McKay, so Gardner's probably his middle name, I assume. He was born on June 10th, 1932, from New York, and he started, he was a sculptor too in his early years, and he went to college and did that. And then he got discovered, and then that led him to Hollywood. And he appeared in episodes of the TV series The Thin Man. Also appeared in the movie Rain Tree Country, from 1957 that starred Elizabeth Taylor and Montgomery Clift. Yeah, I got to watch that movie again. He also had guest roles on Death Valley Days, and also he starred in a syndicated Western series called Boots and Saddles, which I never heard of. Might talk about that in a future episode. And then he got discovered to play Adventures in Paradise, and I think he was well known for that. And let's see. So after the show ended, he appeared in a couple movies, and then so he decided not to act anymore. So he became an author, and then he did continuous sculpting and writing, and he seemed very satisfied and very pleased like that. And let's see. So, and then he settled in Hawaii, and he died when did he die? I'm sorry, November 21st, 2001. He was 69 years old. And so a lot of people don't remember. I don't know if he sang. I don't know if he did. I don't think so. But like I said before, he seemed like a very handsome guy, and I bet girls were crazy about looking at him. I hope the show was released on DVD. I would buy it in a minute. I really would. I love collecting old TV shows, even from the 50s and 60s. You never know. Okay. Next up, I have the animated TV series Cattanooga Cats. And this premiered on September 6, 1969, ended in September 5th, 1971. It ran for 2 seasons, 17 episodes. And let's see. The Cattanooga Cats was about a fictitious rock band, and they were like hillbilly cats. Like that. So that's kind of funny. And there was the lead singer, guitarist country. The other one was Kitty Joe. The other was Scoots, and the drummer was Groove, voiced by Casey Kasem. Yeah, like that. I remember this show a little bit, and it was under an umbrella show. It ran for around 1 hour, and there were 3 other shows in that during the time it ran. The other one was Around the World in 79 Days. They truncated 1 day from 80. It's the Wolf and Motor Mouse and Autocat. I remember these shows very well. And I remember the show very well. I really did. And because back then it was the late 60s, and it was like a hippie movement like that. And of course, it was created by Hanna-Barbera during that time when they created Banana Splits like that. And so let's see. So it was pretty good. As the other shows, I will talk about the other 3 shows that I mentioned, so maybe later on. So we'll see about that in future episodes, that is. But right now, I'm going to play the theme song for Cattanooga Cats. And it's kind of catchy. And when I come back, I'll talk a little bit more about the show. Okay, thank you.
Jabba-da, jabba-da, say jabba-da, 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 say jabba-da. The Cattanooga Cats don't ever purr. They know how, but not what for. The Cattanooga Cats don't go meow. Wouldn't try if they knew how. Doing that thing, jabba-da, jabba-da. Doing that thing, jabba-da, jabba-da. Doing that thing, jabba-da, jabba-da. The Cattanooga Cats are doing that thing.
The Cattanooga Cat Show, featuring Around the World in 79 Days. It's the Wolf, Motor Mouse, Autocat, and the Cattanooga Cats.
Okay, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the theme song for Cattanooga Cats. Let's see. That was rerun on network for a little while, probably a few years later. It hasn't been syndicated much. Maybe it was shown on the what's that called? On the Boomerang Network. I'm sure it ran in the Cartoon Network earlier, and that's kind of a shame. Like that, they appeared in the HBO Max series Jellystone, and I never seen the show, but I heard it's kind of strange, not like the anime series that we watched when we were kids. Soundtrack album was released in 1969, and that's probably a rare thing to find. So maybe if I check on YouTube, I could find it. It's never been released on DVD yet. I wish it would. That'd be kind of cool. I like to see that. Okay. Next up, I will talk about the television sitcom 13 Queens Boulevard. And this show I do remember very well. And it premiered on ABC March 20th, 1979, ended July 24th, 1979. Ran for 9 episodes, 1 unaired. Another series went to TV Oblivion. And it was the premise of the show was residents were living in an apartment complex in Queens, New York. And it had a very interesting cast. They had Eileen Brennan and Jerry Van Dyke. They played Felicia and Stephen Winters. Also in the cast was Marcia Rod. You may know her as Carol from the pilot of the TV series Maude with B. Arthur. She appeared on All in the Family, but Adrienne Barbeau was cast later. I like Adrienne Barbeau better. And Marcia Rod's character was a little tough. I'm sure like that. But she played Elaine Dowling. She was a divorcee. She was Felicia's best friend. Also, they were the Capestros, which include Helen Page Camp. She played Mildred. She was on a lot of TV shows. She was funny like that. And there were her daughters, Annie and Jill. And others in the complex was Camille, played by actress Karen Rushmore, and also Lois by Frances Lee McCain. You remember her from Apple's Way, the TV series, and also from Gremlins. I think she's the one that threw the gremlin in the microwave. I gotta watch the movie again. That's funny. I remember the promos of the show, and it was pretty good, but ratings-wise, not good. So, that was another TV sitcom that Jerry Van Dyke didn't do very well until he went to Coach. But I remember, you also remember him from My Mother the Car and also Accidental Family from the 60s. Okay. Right now, I'm going to play the theme song for 13 Queens Boulevard. When I come back, I'm going to talk a little bit about Eileen Brennan. She's one of my favorite actresses. I liked her very much. So sit back and enjoy. Thank you, everyone.
It's just a point of view. What you want out of life is really up to you. But everyone needs some friends along the way, and we'll have one another. Everyone needs to know there's someone there. That's why we need each other. Things won't always go the way we like them to. Sometimes it takes a lot to see a good thing through. But everyone needs some friends who really care, and we'll have one another. Everyone needs to know there's someone there. That's why we need each other. Everybody needs friends.
Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the theme song for 13 Queens Boulevard. I'm going to talk a little bit about Eileen Brennan. And she was a wonderful actress. I loved her. She was so talented. And she made her film debut on the 1967 movie Divorce American Style. And she had a supporting role in the Last Picture Show. I remember that. But she was famous for her role in Private Benjamin with Goldie Hawn. She was a nasty bitch. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. But I loved her in that role. Oh, she was nominated for Best Supporting Act. She was nominated for Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Excuse me. And excuse me. Then when Private Benjamin came to television, she started in the role as well, and she was pretty good. I watched the TV show; she was pretty good, but it wasn't the same. I wanted Goldie Hawn in there because Goldie Hawn was in the movie. She was fabulous. She was lazy, spoiled, pampered, terrible, and it was hilarious. I got to see the movie again. They both starred in Rona Martin's Laugh-In in the early in the first season. Eileen Brennan was there for a few episodes. I think they start together. I remember I haven't watched the show in a while. I have it on DVD, but that's where they met. It's kind of fascinating like that. But I liked her. I liked Eileen Brennan laughing. I wish she stayed, but I guess not. So that's too bad. And she played. She starred in other television sitcoms like All in the Family. I remember that. She was in The Sting. She was pretty good. Daisy Miller, The Chief Detective. Also in Clue. And she was also Murder, She Wrote. She did that. And, in 1980, I remember this. In 1982, she was hit by a car and she was having dinner at a restaurant with Goldie Hawn. Oh my God, that was horrible. And she had to recuperate for 3 years. She wasn't working that time, and it was terrible, terrible. But she recovered, and I remember the last role she was in was in Newhart with Bob Newhart, and she was hilarious in that. And she was like nasty. As for Clue, the movie, I really never seen it. I've seen parts of it, but I got to watch it again because I heard she was fabulous in that. It really was. So, so that's a shame because she was a wonderful lady, wonderful actress. That's a shame. Okay, next up, I will talk about. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I'll be with you in a minute. It's B.L. Stryker. And that was a TV drama series, and it starred Burt Reynolds, and that aired from February 13th, 1989 through May 5th, 1990. It only had 2 seasons, 12 episodes. It did not air every week. It was like, do you remember the NBC mystery movie, like with Columbo, McCloud, McMillan and Wife? You get the idea. Banachek. That's what it was. Because it had, I believe it had Columbo and also Kojak. And I think they had Christine Cromwell. I think that's the name, with Jacqueline Smith. I'm not sure. I forgot about that. And I watched the show a couple of times. Burt Reynolds, wonderful as always. He was very good. And he returned to television after a long career in movies, like what was it? Smoking the Bandit. That's one of his famous roles. I liked him in Hooperman too. That was funny. But Smoking the Bandit, that was the movie. But he started in Deliverance. That took him over there. Also, he posed nude for Cosmopolitan. Yeah, I still like him. He's fun. So, here's the premise of the show. He played Buddy Lee Stryker, also known as BL. He was a Vietnam War veteran and retired New Orleans police officer. And then he moved to Palm Beach, Florida to work as a private investigator. So he didn't really leave the field. And he lived on a houseboat and drove a old Cadillac. And sometimes dealt with clients or criminals, you get the idea. Also in the cast was Ossie Davis. He played Oz Jackson, a very wonderful actor. Also, there was Rita Moreno. He played his ex-wife. She was not in every episode. She was in about 6. And also Dana Kaminsky. She was in there. Michael Will Smith and others like that. So I liked the show. I really did. So right now I'm going to play the theme song. And then when I come back, I will talk about Burt Reynolds. A little bit about, my memories of watching him. Okay. So sit back and enjoy, everyone. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the theme song for BL Stryker. I'm going to talk about a little bit about Burt Reynolds. From my memories, I've watched him since the 70s from his movies. Of course, Smoking the Bandit, Cannonball Run, Hooper, The End, Semi-Tough. I never saw that movie. I saw Starting Over. He was good in that. I like that. But he did television before he embarked in his movie career. He was on Guns. He had a role in Gunsmoke. He was there for 3 seasons. Then he starred in the short-lived series Hawk. We'll talk about that someday. And also Dan August, which was very good. It was a very good show. I remember the reruns from watching that. And then, he was a very popular movie actor, very handsome, but he had some bombs too. So after that, he decided to go back to television, and after BL Stryker ended, he started a sitcom called Evening Shade, and I liked him in that show. He was good in that. I'm gonna buy it on DVD. And then his movie career revived again, and he was in the 1997 movie Boogie Nights. I never seen this movie. I heard he was excellent in that movie, so maybe someday I'll watch it. And he's almost famous for his relationships with women, of course. One, his first wife, Judy Carn, who was in Norma Martin's Laugh-In, and also Lonnie Anderson. He both divorced them, and both of them were controversial and just bad. So I guess the women couldn't live with them at all like that. And he had relationships with Dinah Shore. She was much older in the 70s, also with Sally Field. They were cute together. I wish they got married. Didn't happen. So, and then unfortunately he passed away on September 6, 2018. He was 82. Most of the time, he spent most of the time in Jupiter, Florida, and I think he had a dinner theater there. People acted there. So he still talked to this day. I miss him. I really do. But you can watch his movies. You can watch his television whenever you like. Okay. Excuse me. Next up, I will talk about the sitcom Everything's Relative. Now, I'm not confused. There was another one with the same title, but that was from 1987. This is from 2000. This is from 1999. So I'm going to talk about that. And that first aired on NBC April 6, 1999, ended April 27, 1999. And aired 6 episodes, 2 not unaired. Another show went to TV Oblivion. And it starred Kevin Ram. His character's name was Leo Gorelick, and his father was played by Jeffrey Tambor. He was Jake Gorelick, and also in the cast was Eric Schaefer as Marty Gorelick and Jill Claiborne as Mickey Gorelick. Also Maureen Cassidy as Trina. I remember the show. I remember the promos, watching the show. It was a weird show, but it seemed okay like that. And the premise of the show, it revolved a young comedy writer and his family. And in the beginning, there was no real like theme song, like sort of, but nah, it's like that. So right now, I'm going to play the not the theme song, but it's a part of episode 2. This runs about 2.5 minutes. Well, you get the idea, but you hear Jeffrey Tambor speaking, and he's speaking with a woman. I don't know who it is. I've seen the show once, so I'm not familiar with that. So here is part of episode 2 of Everything's Relative from 1999. So just sit back and enjoy, and I'll be right back, and I'll talk about a little about the cast members. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Are raving about Everything's Relative next on NBC.
Well, I just think it was so thoughtful of Leo to throw an engagement party.
Yeah, well, I'm paying for it. I can't believe that Marty is getting married again. I mean, again. But, you know, I feel good about this one.
Rhonda.
Who?
Marty's fiance.
Oh, the girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems fine. No, I'm talking about Marty. I mean, he just seems, happier now. I mean, I think becoming a surgeon has made him more mature, giving him a sense of his priority.
Where's my cake? Okay. Is this the cake? Okay, this is my engagement party. So when people throw you an engagement party, the guest of honor is supposed to get a piece of cake. Okay, this doesn't count. Just so you know, in the future, that's not a piece of cake. Okay, I don't know. Unless this is a joke. Is this some sort of joke?
Just a minute, hold on. Leo, it's Christine.
Christine, my Christine?
Well, the Christine that dumped you last week?
Yes, that's my Christine. I'm gonna get it in my bedroom. What are you doing?
Hey, no, that's my cake.
No, this is actually my
thanks,
cake.
buddy.
No, let go of it.
Okay.
Knock it off.
This is the thing.
My cake. I don't care.
So you get me the cake. Hey. My party, my cake. My party, my cake.
Well, now the wedding bells are in the air. How about you? Well, you've been with Gail for a while now. Do you have any plans to step up to the plate anytime in the near future? Or are you just gonna...
How can I ever get married after you?
Oh, you. Oh, please.
Hey, there's my Gail.
I'll let you talk.
Okay. Well, there she goes. Probably off putting on a little more of that Clinique bronzing gel she uses. Look at my finger. See? That's not a 10.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, okay, you're gonna ruin the surprise, but here it is. I was telling Mickey that I was gonna throw a big dinner party for you at Pug. Pug, that restaurant you're always mouthing off about. Well, not mouthing. I wouldn't be mouthing. You wanted to go Pug.
I'm just saying.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed that little scene from Everything's Relative from 1999. Let me talk about the actor, a couple of the actors on the show. One was Jeffrey Tambor. I remember the first time I saw him was on The Ropers from the spinoff from Three's Company, and he played Jeffrey Brooks, and he was an uptight snob and didn't like Stanley Roper at all, played by Norman Fell. And they lived next door. They lived in a townhouse, and they clashed all the time. I love the show; it's funny, but tell you the truth, I wish they didn't leave Three's Company. I wish they stayed. But I read somewhere if the show failed, they would return to Three's Company, and they didn't because Don Knotts was in the cast already, so that was it. But they did appear one episode with Don Knotts, so that was funny. I remember watching that, but it's a shame. I wish they returned. Also, he appeared on the Larry Sanders Show. He was Hank Kingsley. Also, George Bluth, Sr., and Oscar Bluth for Arrested Development. It's a funny show. I like that. And he played in Transparent as Maura Pfeifferman. And he got into a little controversy, so he left the show. He's still acting, but I think his reputation has been tainted. So that's a shame about that. I liked him. He's a funny man. He really is. And I hope everything goes well for him. Also in the cast was actor Kevin Ram. You might remember him from his roles in Judging Amy and Desperate Housewives, which I watched all the time. Also in Mad Men. So I liked him in Desperate Housewives. He was great in that. And also there was Joe Clayburgh. And wonderful actress indeed. And I think one of her famous movie roles was Unmarried Woman. I remember that. And that was in the 70s. They made a big deal about that. And she was lovely. Unfortunately, she passed away November 5th, 2010. She was 66. So that's a shame about that. But you can watch her movies. And that. She was also in Starting Over with Candice Bergen. And, of course, Burt Reynolds. She was in that, too. Okay. Next up, we have the last show. It's called The Beast. I remember the show very well. And this did not air on a network. It actually aired on cable, on A&E television. Right now, most of the cable channels today are unrecognizable. I don't want to go into that, but it's terrible, but the way it's happened. And this only ran for one season. And it first aired January 15, 2009, ended April 23rd, 2009. And it starred Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing. And so I'll give you the plot. So this was set in Chicago. And Swayze's character was Charles Barker. He was a FBI agent. And he had a weird way of bringing criminals to justice. Sometimes it borderlined on illegal stuff. So, and that's not good. Because he had a dark past. Okay. So in the cast, the rest of the cast was Travis Fimmel. He played trainee. He was a trainee under Charles Barker. Also, there was Kevin J. O'Connor. He played Harry Conrad. He was an FBI agent. Also, there was Rose Lawrence. He played Alice's neighbor, his partner, played by Lindsay Pulsifer. Also, there was another FBI agent, Ray Beaumont, played by Larry Gillard. Okay, I remember he started in The Wire, like that. This was Patrick Swayze's final performance before he died. He died the same year, which is a shame, because I liked him a lot. It didn't do very well rating-wise, so it was yanked. And you could still watch. I think you can watch episodes on YouTube if you like. But right now, I'm going to play. What's it called? The trailer of The Beast that aired in 2009 and starred Patrick Swayze. So sit back and enjoy. And when I come back, I'll talk about a little bit about Patrick Swayze. Thank you, everyone.
You have no idea what kind of trouble is going to rain down on you.
We could use some rain.
A threat is approaching. You don't know which direction. You don't know the weapon. You don't know intent. Your mission is to protect.
Are you a cop?
Something like that. Our lives depend on our ability to convince someone that we are who we say we are.
There's a line, though, right?
Yeah, there's a line. So we know where to cross. Cut him loose.
You just shot someone in front of us.
Cut him loose.
Cut him loose yourself. I put it all on the line for you. Lied for you. Protected you.
We have no friends in this business. Now you know what I know. Your job is done here.
You gotta trust somebody.
Not a chance in hell.
You will be on the run for the rest of your life.
Somebody is playing us. Why didn't you tell me?
Set up.
There's gonna be serious fallout.
I rattled their cage, now this is payback.
You pushed this case on me.
They want him dead.
The names.
Is it your past finally catching up with you?
You're not gonna pull this off.
Bottom line, you don't make it your call. You'll wake up 20 years from now wondering why you did any of it.
I'm just doing what you do.
You felt it, didn't you? Now you just have to learn to control it. You carry this job with you. You cannot wash it off.
Maybe you're beginning to know the job of an undercover FBI agent.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the trailer for The Beast. Very gritty drama like that. Right now, I'll talk about Patrick Swayze. And we all know him from Dirty Dancing and To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. I saw that movie. It was funny. And Ghost, of course, and Point Break. But there was a movie called Roadhouse, and I thought it was silly when it came out, but now it's like a cult movie, but I thought it was kind of dumb. Like that. So, before he embarked in his acting career, he was a ballet dancer, and he danced like that, and he was... he starred as Danny Zuko in the long-running Broadway production of Grease. He was in there. And he made his film debut in the 70s, 1979, called Skate Town, USA. I remember this movie when it came out. And I found him in, there's a commercial on YouTube. It's a disco theme commercial for Pabst Blue Ribbon. And he is in that in that commercial. So you could check it out. It's probably there. And and he did other acting roles. Also, he was in The Outsiders in 1983. Let's see, he was famous for that. Also in Red Dawn, he was in there. Also in the miniseries in 1985, North and South, which I watched, and he was good in that. He was wonderful in that. One of my favorite movie that he was in was Ghost. I liked him with Whoopi Goldberg and Debbie Moore. That was an excellent movie. I watched it in the theater, and it was sad, but he was excellent. Excellent role. Unfortunately, he passed away September 14, 2009, at the age of 57. He had pancreatic cancer. That's awful. So that's a shame. It really is. Because he was excellent. He's still missed to this day. Okay. That'll be all for today's episode. I will do a recap of what I discussed, and then we'll end the show. Okay. I talked about the television sitcom from the 1940s, Easy Aces. From the 1950s, the TV drama Adventures in Paradise. From the 1960s, the animated TV series Cattanooga Cats. From the 1970s, the television sitcom 13 Queens Boulevard. From the 1980s, the action drama Stryker. From the 1990s, the sitcom Everything's Relative. And in the 2000s, the crime drama The Beast. So that's a lot. So this is Pete Costanis, your host for TV Oblivion. I had a wonderful time. I will have another episode probably this coming weekend. I enjoy talking about this. I love what I do. I love television history, even obscure TV shows. I still read about them. I just ordered another book called 1 Year Sitcoms or something like that. I forgot the name of it. And I haven't started reading it, but I will. So it lists about a lot of shows from the early days to about a few years, or not recently, but it's a very interesting book. I'll pick it up. Okay. So now, once I'm done recording, this will be published, and it'll be available on wherever podcasts are available. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Overcast. Also be on my YouTube channel, TV Oblivion. You can check it out. Please subscribe so you can listen. You can subscribe here. Also be posted on my social media accounts. So everyone have a great day, and I hope to hear from you soon. And right now I'm going to play the Pick and Pluck song, and that'll end the show. So long, everyone. Bye-bye.